So ladies, how we doing today?
Oh my gosh, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Feeling good, feeling jazzed.
Must be the beginning of the junket, if you can say that. So, good for you for keeping it up. Well, this is a big deal because this is the first Trek movie that we've had in about 9 years.
Yeah.
Kacey, I wanted to start with you because you've
Yeah.
been involved in projects with massive fan bases before, but does anything compare to this?
Oh my goodness. No, this is unlike anything, and how exciting. Like, how lucky am I that I've found my way into incredible fandoms and that I'm now a part of this one that's just massive and passionate and joyful and enthusiastic. It's just such a privilege that I'm really grateful and don't take lightly.
I saw that you were both at Comic-Con. What was that like for both of you?
So fun.
It was my first Comic-Con,
Same.
period. Yeah.
Yeah, it was my first Comic-Con as a guest and panel and everything. It was just a lot.
It was incredible. What I loved so much is that it's unbounded joy, right? Like that whole time there, everybody is at their most enthusiastic, joyful, like owning what they're passionate about. That's just such an incredible energy to be around. Like there's
Yeah.
no shame around any of the things that people are into.
It's a convention for absolutely everybody. They're
It's
just
so
like, come on,
beautiful.
come on.
It's so beautiful. And then to be in somewhere so legendary like Hall H is just bananas.
So cool.
Bananas.
And I love San Diego. It was really beautiful. Great
It's
weather.
beautiful. I didn't make it to the Top Gun bar, but next time.
There you go. Next time. Yeah.
Well, Humberly, speaking of beautiful, what I love about the fact that your family's from Venezuela and you call Canada home now is you represent what's beautiful about Canada, that we're this great melting pot, and also, in a sense, represent the ideals of Roddenberry's future. So I'm really curious because Canada has such an influence on new Trek and old, really. Can you think of another reason why Canada is kind of the perfect representation of Roddenberry's future?
There is a push for visibility. I mean, my family and I moved here and decided to move here because, well, we got good healthcare. Healthcare, yes.
True.
But it was easier to immigrate here. And I think when you don't take so many steps to be included in a new country, instantly you feel like you're invited and that you're going to be accepted in some way. And I think those themes always run through that. It's the acceptance and the inclusivity that you do matter no matter where you're from, no matter the challenges that you've had in your life, you're still worthy and there's still a purpose for you. And I'm so grateful that my dad and my family thought of, taking us from a political turmoil and kind of giving us a fresh start in a new country, and let alone Canada, where I got to find my passion and my career for acting. I'm always very proud to be from here, and now being part of a legacy and a show and a movie that shoots here. It's kind of like this full circle moment.
Love that, love that. Kacey, Rachel is a bit of a deep cut when it comes to Star Trek lore.
Yeah, if you know, you know.
Yeah. Well, how deep did you go with this cut? Because she's also part of, I would say, one of the greatest Star Trek episodes ever put out there. So how did you want to represent her, knowing that we'd kind of seen a little bit of her or a version of her before?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I always give props to Trisha O'Neill. She did such an incredible job in yesterday's Enterprise. Just like such a juicy joy to watch her work and craft Rachel. I watched that episode so many times to try and absorb, her magic through osmosis. And then pretty on in the process, it became clear that it wasn't about doing an impression of what Trisha had done, that it was, Tunde and the team wanted me on board because of what I had brought. So I was given permission to make it my own, to bring my own personality and humanity to it. So I have to believe that the sheer amount of times I watched that episode made its way in, and then, that finding Rachel in the context we do in this movie, right? Like that character, how we meet her, her ending up in Section 31, there's something about her. There's a different color that isn't as seen in Trisha's version, right? So I get to play with all of those little crackly bits, which is very fun.
Love it. And Humberly Melle is a bit of a deep cut as well, because we get to see another Deltan.
Yes.
You know, popped up in the lore once in a while. But Melle is a little bit different from other Deltans. So how did you want to kind of make Melle separate from the rest of the Deltan pack?
For sure. I mean, she didn't take a vow of celibacy, and she is not afraid to use her sensuality. So she is less conservative, I guess, and she gets to be more fluid and fun. And I think a big part of that is the fact that they loved that I was Latina and that I'm from Venezuela. And in this character, you get to see a lot of that. It was such an honor to hear that they wanted to include not just Humberly as an actor, but Humberly where she comes from. Anytime I get to touch on my roots, my language, my culture, and infuse any character that wasn't originally written as so, it's such a great opportunity, because that again is a moment of representation that I don't think I would have imagined for my career. You know, at the beginning, I probably was told that I was only going to play certain characters and that I wasn't going to be a leading lady, or that I was, you know, I was given limiting beliefs that weren't mine. And I feel like in my career I've gotten to play so many versatile characters that I demolished that mold, or whatever box they wanted to put me in. To be a part of a franchise that celebrates that is incredible.
Love it. Since we've been discussing the Canadian influence, especially on New Trek, I mean, but like I said, it goes all the way back to Doohan and Shatner. To the best of my knowledge, though, and I'm sure the internet is going to be all over this, there is no Trek character that comes from Canada. So just to be safe, now you guys are you gonna prove me wrong now? Can you think of one? But
oh my God, I'm not sure. I had like a flash of something, but I can't.
Wishful thinking.
Yeah, I'm like, there's gotta be.
Yeah, that was my reaction. There has to be. So I say, just to be safe, let's have a little mini writer's room right now, okay? So
Fantastic.
we'll just kind of do this Mad Lib style, all right?
Oh,
We're gonna
great.
create
Oh,
one.
I love a game. Let's go.
All right, and this way we can use it in the sequel, okay? So,
Oh, yeah.
Casey,
Yeah.
Perfect.
Casey, what's the character's name?
Bob
Okay, last name?
Mackenzie.
Perfect Canadian name so far.
Probably
All
from
right.
Alberta.
Oh, spot on. I was going to say, what part of Canada are they from? Okay, that's great. I'm going to
Yes.
what department do they work for, or what kind of officer are they?
Oh my goodness. I am not versed enough to know this. What department of
They're science officer, maybe. That's what
Science.
Rachel is.
Science.
There you
Love
go.
it. Okay.
They work
All right.
together.
And Casey, rank?
Rank. Lieutenant.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. So they're working their way through. I like this. They're working their way through the system. And I'm really hobby of theirs or strange character quirk.
You know what? He is going to have a sidekick pet that helps him. Okay, we haven't had that. I'm like, I want him to have a little sidekick that is a creature of sorts, also a little alien.
Well, okay. So writers of Section 31, producers, if you're watching,
You're
Bob
welcome.
McKenzie.
Half the job done.
Bob Mackenzie, the lieutenant science officer,
has
with
a little
a little
sidekick.
alien pet from
I love
Alberta.
it. Yep. They'll fit right in. Well, ladies, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck with this film.
Thank you so much. Thanks for your time
Bye.
and passion. Bye.
Hey Real students, thanks for watching. If you want to subscribe to Real School, click that round Real School logo right beside me. Also click that damn notification bell so you're aware of all of Real School's new content. You can follow me on Twitter, and of course, if you get anything out of Real School, you can always give a little back. Just click the link in the description below or the button down there, and you can become part of my Patreon team.